And now, a message from Spider-Man as we try to fix our technical difficulties over here at Some Film Snobs.
Warning, if you don't like spoilers, do not watch the video.
Hi, welcome to Some Film Snobs. I'm Jacob.
I'm Sean Reinert, and we have a special guest with us today.
Mark Mancini.
And this is our review of Venom.
What the hell are you? We
are Venom.
Okay, let's start with our guest. Mark, what'd you think of Venom?
I loved it, honestly. The more I think about it, usually I agree with the critics 9 out of 10 times, but in this case, it was the one time that I really disagree with them. I thought the pacing, it was a little fast, and I think it clocked in at just under 2 hours, but it really didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like I was ever bored. I was always anxious to see Venom come out, and I was always kind of wondering what was going to happen. I didn't think it was really predictable, per se. I mean, some parts were, obviously, but it suffered from a weak storyline in certain parts, but I thought the acting was good. I guess the above the line stuff best.
Alright, what about you, Sean? What are your initial thoughts?
I was skeptical going into this. I've seen all the trailers, and I was just like, this is going to be one hell of an experience. And I actually really enjoyed myself watching it. Like, I stumbled upon the Rotten Tomatoes score, and I was like, oh fuck, this is giving me anxiety. But I came out satisfied. You know, it's flawed, but you know what? It's a fun time. It's fine.
That's probably gonna sum up my thoughts as well. It's fine. I think it's fun. It's actually, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a really fun time. Like, I was...
yeah.
It was meant to be a funny movie, and I don't think people got that. I mean, not in our theater. I'm talking about the critics at least, because I laughed a lot.
Because every critic expects everything to be The Dark Knight.
Right.
I don't. It felt like.
Well, but that, ironically, kind of a little bit off topic, but one scene in The Dark Knight, the end with the Joker, how they had like the lights and the smoke and from the smoke bombs. There was a scene in this movie that was slightly reminiscent of that part, at least. Like, I thought, which, you know, that people do that. They kind of piggyback off their...
Oh, yeah.
I think it was when he was escaping.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, when he got bit, you know. And I'm talking about the end scene in The Dark Knight with the Joker.
Yeah. Alright.
So I guess we'll just I guess summarize it as best we can.
Yeah, Jacob, you want to do the honors, because you're way better when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Basically, in the movie, Eddie Brock is a reporter in San Francisco for whatever reason, because I thought he's supposed to be a Spider-Man villain. It's not in New York. Anyways, he's a reporter, and he goes to get an interview with Riz Ahmed, who's like this evil scientist. And Tom Hardy has like some dirty information, and because he brings this up in the interview, he gets fired. And then I will say, like, now that I'm like summarizing it, I feel like it's a while until he gets the Venom.
Yeah, the first act was sloppy, and I thought the second act was really where the fun started to kick in.
I really like how they built up Venom, it didn't feel like it. Like
yeah, he basically
needed to
gets
be
the
there.
venom from this guy's lab. Yeah.
I mean,
and
we
then-
all know what Venom looks like, but I still enjoyed the fact that they took their time to build him up. In case somebody didn't know who Venom was. I just appreciate little things like that.
I don't know. I want to talk about the first act because I feel like that's the biggest struggle of the movie.
Yeah, they were just trying to kind of fast forward through
Through all the setup, it felt like.
yeah, which
And like I don't know,
kind of in a way I kind of like that because sometimes you're kind of like, all right, we know that you're just building it up, just get the win already, and they kind of did that.
I mean,
I don't know if you're like, I don't know. I kind of disagreed. Like you say, get to the point already, but it was like 50 minutes before you got the Venom.
No, I get that, but I mean like the backstory. I mean, it's kind of like, all right, we know who this guy is. They're kind of just diving into it.
yeah.
I agree with you. They could have like gotten some more Venom scenes earlier, but like,
Now I'm starting to see where the pacing stuff comes. Cause like it's like 50. I'd say if I had to guess, it would probably be like I'd say like at like the 46-minute mark is like when he gets the Venom.
no,
It was about 40 minutes.
And then like
when-
within like 10 minutes,
the
we
scene-
see Venom. Like
the scene in the apartment where he really comes out as Venom. I officially checked my phone because I wanted to see the time when he was introduced. It was about an hour in.
it takes a while to get to Venom. It was like you were going on a Sunday drive, and then like you just turned right in the middle of a NASCAR race.
Yeah, boy!
Oh no! Oh my gosh! I have never seen anything like that in my life.
And I want to say, like, I'm not a big fan of the I didn't really feel the chemistry between Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams,
Yeah, there was
especially in the beginning.
I
like,
literally did feel
I didn't-
like there was
I
nothing
didn't-
there.
I didn't buy, like, you're supposed to buy that they're a couple and that they're in love, and I was like,
Yeah, they didn't.
it just feels like you like when I'm watching it, I'm like, you're just actors saying lines. It doesn't really feel like you guys are actually, like a believable couple.
Yeah,
to
I'm
me.
watching it and like I don't even think
Well, that's why they split up.
I don't even think I remember the character even that much afterwards because all I remember is that like the symbiote takes like Venom takes her over just for like a couple minutes and then boom, back to Brock. That's it. That's literally all it felt like.
Pretty much.
I guess I don't know if plot device
No,
is the word.
I feel her character was important because of the new guy she was dating being a doctor and how he kind of like tested him. So I thought that was somewhat relevant. And it wasn't like they overused anyone. Like I felt like the screen time was appropriate. It was basically Tom Hardy's show 90% of the time, right?
Yeah, and
I
I
mean,
actually really like that because I love Tom Hardy as an actor and
Yeah,
he did a great
yeah.
job with the Eddie Brock character. I honestly think he was better than Topher Grace. As much as I love Topher Grace, he was not a good Venom.
Well, Topher Grace.
I'd say Topher Grace as the reporter was better.
Yeah,
No, no,
I can agree
He-
with that.
He fit,
No.
yeah, he fit the type more for the reporter, I thought.
No, not like a more comic accurate Eddie Brock is Tom Hardy one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I think like because like in the comics he's like a buff athletic reporter.
Oh,
He's
okay, all right.
He's like the opposite of Peter Parker in the comic books. And
Oh,
then-
all
Yeah,
right,
like
and-
I honestly
and
think
in Spider-Man 3, it's
He
like
was
they're
the
both
same.
nerdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
I honestly think I enjoyed Eddie Brock more here than I did in Spider-Man 3. And I don't know much about Eddie Brock in the comics. This is coming from a more, I guess,
I'll tell
neutral
you-
standpoint.
The one scene that I really didn't care for was when he approached Riz Ahmed's character at the beginning. I thought that was kind of a clunky, sloppy scene. Like, I didn't feel like that's how a reporter would approach
talking
someone.
about-
You know what I mean?
Wait, you talking about
So
the
sudden.
first interview?
Yeah, when they're walking in like the hallways of his building, his office.
Mm.
Like, it's not the reporter's job to pass judgment. It's just the reporter's job to find the fact.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, like
But that's not how reporting.
that's how
works
modern
anymore.
that's how media is nowadays. Yeah, everyone's got an opinion. Yeah, like so, like Michelle Williams and Tom Hardy didn't work for me in the chemistry, and like I feel like Riz Ahmed is miscast. He's a great actor, but
I thought he was.
I don't.
All right, so give me an actor who you think would have been better.
This is gonna get interesting.
Yeah, man, you put me on the spot.
I know.
But I'll get back to you on that. But like, I just feel like
because I told Sean for Michelle Williams' character, I thought Anna Kendrick would have been good, but he was like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's a really good script with a lot of miscast. To me, at least.
Well, who was miscast aside from Michelle
I
Williams?
think Michelle Williams and Riz Ahmed.
All right, that's it. 2 of the 4 main characters.
Those are like the main characters.
Yeah, I know.
Who else was even in the film? I feel like those were like the only characters that had any kind
And then Tom Hardy and the Doctor.
And
Oh yeah, I didn't give any shit about that fucking doctor character. Like,
He was all right though. It wasn't like
I'll say though about in defense of the doctor thing, like it's really a typical movie cliche that I hate is that when the main character's love interest is dating another guy, that other guy's usually
I think
an
that's
asshole.
why I honestly think that's why I didn't give a shit.
Well, he wasn't an asshole.
Yeah, I know he wasn't an asshole. That's what I liked about it. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
But at the same time, the new guy is usually a doctor,
That is so goddamn true.
right?
is it?
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
don't
thinking
know.
back to a bunch of movies now. Yeah, it really is the doctor character a lot of the time.
Right.
Well, I think the thing they're trying to do with those movies.
And
is,
by doctor, it could be like a psychiatrist even.
well, no, I'm saying I think the point of that is like when the boyfriend of the love interest is like a doctor, it's supposed to show like, oh, I'm dating someone successful, more successful.
Well, yeah.
It's
But
like,
that was also a plot point because he was able to help diagnose him that he had a symbiote.
Oh, there is one thing. I know this is like completely different, but there is one thing I thought about the whole time. There was like a motorcycle like action chase scene. I really liked that.
Yeah, I thought that was well done.
I can tell just by watching it, there was like, I think what really struck with me was that I think they used a lot of practical effects just by looking at it. Like a lot of the cars flipping over and stuff like that felt real. Like I don't know if it was, but
yeah,
like
that was probably real.
like I don't know, it kind of reminded me of like Mission Impossible Fallout or something like that. You know, with the way they handle like chase scenes. I don't know. I just really liked it. I had a good time with that.
I don't know. For me, I feel like it's the action. It's like some of the weakest. I kind of enjoyed like all the other stuff a little bit more than the action itself.
Well, like that's really the only action scene that I really got into was just that motorcycle chase. But all the other ones was just like there to really kind of serve the plot. I don't know if that's the way I want to word it, but hopefully you know what I'm getting at.
I just loved Venom's voice. A couple trivia facts here.
Venom's voice.
Oh yeah, like kind of like that.
Yeah, Venom was like a.
It says here that Tom Hardy recorded his lines for the Venom symbiote.
Oh wait, that was his voice?
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. And
I thought that was somebody else doing the voice.
Yeah, I thought that was
No.
someone else as well.
no, dude, that's what I'm
Fuck.
telling you. That's why I like Tom Hardy that much more. And it says they played back through an earpiece during the scenes where he was talking to him.
Damn, that's actually really surprising now that it was him.
I think I now have more of an appreciation.
Also, he cited that his influence for the voice was James Brown.
That's odd.
Really?
Get up off of that thing and dance to you better. Get up off of that thing and dance to you. Sing it now.
Woody Harrelson as Carnage looks like Ronald McDonald.
Hey guys, hey, whoa, hey, listen. I just saw the movie now. I just want to tell you my thoughts before I derail this train any further. Now, I really liked the movie. I thought it was a good superhero film, good action. I liked the character of Venom, and I liked the character of Eddie Brock. They're both great. Tom Hardy is amazing in the film. I like the voice. The voice is fine. I think it's great. I think it fits the character, and it's impressive that Tom Hardy did the Venom voice. The only thing I have to say is that I thought the first few minutes could be cut out, the part where we have Eddie with his old job and him with his girlfriend. You didn't necessarily need it in the film. I only say that because like you get everything you need after that. we would have gotten to Venom a little faster. Outside of that, though, not really much else to say. Oh, actually, one last thing. I thought the villain was kind of weak. Not the symbiote. I mean the host. The host is kind of lame. Like he's just evil to be evil, and boring. I mean, you hate him, but whatever. And yeah, you could tell that it's almost like an R-rated movie that was cut down to a PG-13. But yeah, that's what the unrated cut's for. All right, well, I'm gonna go back into my cryogenic pod. See ya.
Another weird fact, and this is kind of off base, but interesting. I don't know if you guys even saw the movie. It was the movie Life, the space movie that came out last year.
I've heard of it.
I heard of it.
Right. Well, there was basically the life form in that was very similar to Venom. So I see here on IMDb, the rumor is that Life is a prequel to this film.
Don't.
What?
Yeah.
It's not real. It's
No,
not.
I know that's not real,
It's
but
full of shit.
I thought that was funny.
Everything's
Fucking
connected
stupid.
now. It's the Sony cinematic universe.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is a cinematic universe.
Jeez, I'm like baffled that like Sony can re-edit a film to PG better than fucking DC.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Like,
honestly, like I the one thing I do remember being worried about was that the fact that they kind of advertised it, not blatantly, but they did promise people that it was going to be like a hard R film.
Yeah,
and
they
then-
didn't
and
come out
then-
with the ratings like a month ago.
Yeah, when the rating like was announced, I was just kind of like, wait, what the fuck? Like I felt like something was wrong, like right then and there. Like that's what got me. That's why I had so much anxiety going in, because I felt like I was gonna be seeing like another Predator reboot, like where it's just total fucking edited garbage.
But you remember what I said at the beginning of the movie? The opening scene was very similar to Predator.
Oh yeah, they had like stars and stuff like
right.
that, and that
Yeah.
scared
It
the
opens
fuck
on
out
the
of me.
spaceship crashing.
Spaceship crashing.
Yeah.
That actually scared the fuck out of me when I
Spaceship
saw
crashing
that.
in the alien.
Because you were like, oh no, not again.
Yeah, I literally was like that. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I want to talk about the third act though, because
Okay,
like
yeah,
'cause,
it felt something. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
no, like I kind of got like Ant-Man, Black Panther syndrome, where like you have like the hero, he like fights a pretty much identical version of himself.
Oh
If
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
was
it- like-
that?
Like they're both Venom and they're both fighting, and it's like pew, pew, whatever. and it's like just like the ending of Ant-Man or Black Panther. Like at the end of Black Panther, he fights a guy in a Black Panther suit, and Ant-Man he fights a guy in another Ant-Man suit. It was like that kind of shit.
I did think like as
Or even Iron Man has the same thing. He
Yeah.
fights a guy in an Iron Man suit.
well, there
It's the
was
same.
like I mean, I actually kind of like the CGI fight. Normally, I don't like too much CGI and like too much CGI fighting, but I actually kind of enjoyed it just because I don't know, visuals were kind of cool.
Yeah.
Some of it was a little cartoonish looking. Like there's that one shot of like Venom and Tom Hardy in the store, which I still don't like. Where it's like half of
You mean when
Brock's
his
face
face
and half of
opens up?
Venom.
I kind of like that.
Yeah,
You're talking about when the Venom's face opens up?
yeah,
sure.
something feels
Hardy.
off about it, but I can't really put my finger on it, if that makes any sense. Like, it sort of feels unfinished, like on Tom Hardy's side, you know? Like, I think that's what's bothering me. It just looks weird on Tom Hardy's side.
Well, it says originally Tom Hardy was going to portray him in motion capture visual effects, but they scrapped that plan because the facial features couldn't be imitated.
Huh.
So Venom is fully computer graphic imagery.
That's why it looked weird then.
Well, I mean, like the design they went for, it's a lot like the Ultimate Comics version of Venom, rather than like the normal 616.
yeah, I
only
did
the,
actually.
only the nerds will know what I'm talking about, but like it's more of it's more inspired by the Ultimate comic version, the look of Venom, rather than what Sam Raimi did, which was like trying to be realistic. Like this did it felt like the Marvel influence was there, like it looked more comic booky.
I really
More
like the
over top.
design over the Spider-Man 3 design. I don't know.
I don't know what else to talk about. Fuck.
Yeah, I am kind of like confused as to what to talk about because I'm just kind of like, yeah, it was a fun movie, but flawed. But there wasn't that many flaws.
I don't know. Like I saw thumbnails all over, like I avoided all the tomato meters. I was and shit like that, and I was even telling Matt and Sean. I was like, don't say anything. Don't show me anything. Don't post any links to Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb.
I didn't even. Sorry. I didn't even try.
Fuck. You say sorry like you're gonna let me finish, and then you keep talking.
Because I'm fuck. I was trying to avoid the Rotten Tomatoes score super hard. I'm scrolling through Instagram one day, and then it pops up, and then I see it, and I'm like, well, it's too late now. And then there's no going back. I've seen it.
Wait, what was it? I still haven't seen it.
At the time I saw it, it was 28%.
Yeah, it is still there.
It's kind of pathetic, actually.
Which I gotta go back and see what Predators is, but I feel like that's worse than Predators, which is
it should be
travesty.
Predators should be worse. Like
Predators.
I'm so pissed.
I want to finish my thought though. So like, the closest thing I saw to any kind of review is like I saw a thumbnail, and in the thumbnail they had the poop emoji next to the Venom poster.
Oh no.
And then so when I saw the movie, I was just like, where are you guys getting this from? Like I thought it was like the pacing was bad and some casting issues, but I thought it was really fun and it was a good movie.
It's not a perfect movie, but it's something I'd watch.
I don't know. I think it just shows the like flawed Rotten Tomatoes system of the thumbs up, thumbs down. Regardless, like I think it's flawed that it's thumbs up, thumbs down. I would prefer it's more aggregative, like actually
IMDb or Metacritic.
Yeah, like it was more of average, like IMDb or Metacritic.
Well, I even looked at the Metacritic score, and I believe it's like 37 or something like that. And I'm like, fuck, it really isn't that bad of a movie.
You're not gonna agree with the critics every time. It was good. For me, this is one of those movies where like I feel like I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
the problem I'm having.
It's so deep in like fine territory, like deeper than like Ant-Man and the Wasp when I did with Matt. Like where that I was like complaining that it's Marvel formula, but like
I thought this was so much better than Ant-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna I wanted to bring that up. Like I thought this was more enjoyable than
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I was kind of like,
I
I want that to be over.
I actually watched Ant-Man and the Wasp recently, which is why I wasn't in the review, because I couldn't see it. And, yeah, this film is, better.
Like, that one, I was just like, I'm sick of this fucking average Marvel movies. And Infinity War was just a fucking miracle because the Russo brothers did it. And, anyways, when I saw Ant-Man, I was fucking sick of their formulaic movies, and this one is just so kind of like fine and like enjoyable, where like I don't know what to complain about or what to praise, because like I found like the action pretty standard, like nothing really crazy.
I mean,
like,
to me,
and like I feel like there's some acting and pacing and casting issues, but like I don't know what to bring up other than that.
Like at least
because everything else was just fine about it.
Like that, I guess I'm very similar, because at least for me, it's so fine, it's so average, and I just have really nothing much to add. Like if that makes any sense. Like it's just fine.
About this?
Yeah. Just about the movie. It's a good movie, but like I don't know. I feel like I'd be repeating some of the points I've said with like other movies.
I feel like it's just minimal in terms of both praise and criticism. I feel like all that needs to be said is there's some pacing issues, some people are miscast, and then on the positive side, the action is pretty good and it's pretty funny and enjoyable. Venom is a bright spot. Like I feel like that's all that you can really say.
Maybe, just maybe, when this comes out on Blu-ray, I'll watch it again, and maybe my opinion will change, maybe my opinion will be the same, I don't know. But who knows right now, because right now I think it's good, but who knows.
What about you, Mark? You got anything to add?
Well, I hope to see an R-rated cut on the Blu-ray.
That I would love, honestly.
Because, like we said, we heard in interviews that Tom Hardy said they asked Tom Hardy what his favorite scenes in the movie were,
and they cut out like 30 to 40 minutes of the movie.
And that's what he said. He said some of my favorite scenes were ones that were cut out of the movie, and he said that they cut out 30 to 40 minutes of the movie. But then he went online and retracted that statement, and he said all my favorite parts were in the movie. So I'm wondering if they told him to say something.
Yeah, because that's actually a very Sony thing to do.
Studio interference is always the main problem with these movies, and that is clearly showed here.
Yeah, well, Sony's always had a problem with studio interference. I mean, ever since like Spider-Man 3. I mean, fuck. Like that whole movie was studio interference.
I don't know, you bring up an R-rated cut, I'm just instantly thinking of that scene where like Riz Ahmed like cuts his fucking sides across that whole office room. Just imagining an R rating, everybody's head come off and blood goes everywhere.
Well, even when that Asian woman was eating the eel overseas, I'm like, this could have been a lot darker.
Well, there was a scene where like some guy's head got chopped off, and there was like, you saw like a little bit of blood, but then they cut away from it, and I was like, holy, that shot was there for way longer, and it kind of looked like they recolored the blood. Like, it looked black.
That's a thing they do in PG-13.
Yeah, but I've always found that so weird. Is what is with blood in movies? Like, why can't you have the color red as blood? Is it like disturbed? I don't know. It's kind of fucking weird. MPAA, fix that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that I loved so much that I feel like any special attention needs to be brought to it. Like, you know how like in Mission Impossible you talked about like the bathroom fight scene and like the third act was incredible. Like, I feel like there's nothing in this movie
there wasn't
so much.
that one scene where like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch that scene again. But the second act was great. So
yeah, when Venom is like the voice of Venom, like the symbiote Venom is like the best part of the movie.
I want to start researching apps or just ways where I can make the Venom voice. I know Sean can
just smoke a pack of Marlboros.
Jacob, final thoughts?
It gets a sideways thumb from me. It's fine, but like it's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp though.
It's better than fine. It's better than the critics say. I gave it a 7 out of 10, and you'll definitely have fun watching.
How about you, Sean?
I guess because I'm still a little conflicted. Is there anything between a thumbs up and like a sideways thumb?
You guys are so negative.
No, you make a choice. Sean
You're
gives
on
it a
some
thumbs
film
up.
snobs, you fuck.
Sean gives it a thumbs up. I get a sideways.
No. It's more thumb. It's more thumb sideways.
All right. This has been Some Film Snobs. This is probably our briefest review, even though we went for 30 minutes. But I'm Jacob.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Mark.
And make sure to go check out Mark's podcast. What's it called? I'm sorry. I'm having a moment.
We'll have a link to his channel in the description.
Yeah.
What's your channel name, Mark?
It should just be under my name, Mark M2187. I gotta.
We have it on the channel, but we'll post it in the description as well. So make sure to check him out, guys. I guess we'll end this off.
Yeah.
So peace,
See
my
ya.
dudes.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Please consider supporting Some Film Snobs on Patreon. Thank you.